Whether niqab or hijab, now we're talking about the different opinion. 50-50, the scholars differed. It all depends upon the question, is the face of the woman awra or not? Is the face of the woman needs to be covered like the rest of the body? They differed based upon two hadiths, and the two hadiths is almost the same strength, and there is nothing clear cut in the Quran. So they said, some says it's absolutely an obligation, some said it is not. Personally, what I say, like I remember very well, we were in Hajj or Umrah, I can't remember. There was a young girl with us. Cover your bosom, and when you reach certain, everyone knows this verse. This is how I say. There's verses in the Quran. If you ask any man, he knows it very well. And there is verses in the Quran. If you ask every woman, she knows it very well. That's pick and choose. Don't do that. Don't do that. Now, so the woman here, the question, I know before I finish it, I know where she's going. And she says, you reach certain age, you do not have to do hijab. But it is better if you do it. Really? Is this a statement right or wrong? Now you're in big trouble. Because if you told me wrong, I'm going to say why. There's a basis of this question in the Quran. But that's a Hawa question. Because she did not put the whole verse. So why it's wrong? If you don't know the answer, then don't answer from the beginning. And that's another problem with women. I was very hard on you today, but that's okay. You're amazing, actually, group, to be honest with you. The only people who beated you was actually Calgary. For only one reason, they would double your number. Yeah, subhanAllah, the masjid was huge. That's why when I came in, I was like, oh, I thought it was much bigger. There was 2,000 people in that room, 2,000 women. They were amazing, subhanAllah. But you also were, subhanAllah, it's awful. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَالْقَوَاعِدُ مِنَ النِّسَاءِ اللَّاتِي لَا يَرْجُونَ نِكَاحًا فَلَيْسَ عَلَيْهِنَّ جُنَاحٌ أَن يَضَعْنَ مِنْ ثِيَابِهِنَّ بعدين وَإِنْ يَسْتَعْفِفْنَ خَيْرٌ لَهُنَّ وَاللَّهُ غَفُورٌ رَحِيمٌ. So Allah said the following, right? So those الْقَوَاعِدُ مِنَ النِّسَاء, those type of women who are not interested in getting married anymore. And don't tell me any one of us. 70 years old, she still want to get married. And just a second, is that haram? Is there anything wrong with that? Absolutely not, right? It's just different. Things have changed. It's halal. She wants to get married. I had a woman who called me from overseas and says, please don't laugh at me. I said, why? I think she was 60 something. Grown-up children. And said, I can't remember, she was widowed or divorced, I can't remember. And she said, I really want to get married. I said, what is wrong with that? On the contrary, it is something pleasing to Allah. As long as the process and who are you getting married, all is pleasing to Allah. So Allah said, if you really are not interested at all in getting married, فَلَيْسَ عَلَيْهِنَّ جُنَاحٌ, there is no issue, there is no sequence. أَيَضَعْنَ مِنْ ثِيَابِهِنَّ. Now this part she didn't put it. مِنْ ثِيَابِهِنَّ. Allah didn't say take off your hijab. He said, because normally the hijab needs to be like 3 parts. So that woman who is not interested at all, no desire, it's okay if you take the outer garment. But if she keeps it, is better. So there's no certain age. I hope this is very clear. Alhamdulillah. She's 13 years old. Is niqab is obligation? Well, the first question is she baligha? Has she reached the age? Meaning, did she got her menstruation? If she got her menstruation, she's a baligha. She's a mukallafa. Meaning now she is going to be asked by Allah. Whether niqab or hijab, before we get to the niqab, the hijab become obligation. And I don't want any one of you says, oh, she's still young. Yani Allah doesn't know she is young. Don't help shaitan on people. She asks you, you say, it is an obligation. I'll make dua for you that Allah make it easy. I can't say you're too young. You got your cycle. Whether niqab or hijab, now we're talking about the different opinion. 50-50, the scholars differed. It all depends upon the question, is the face of the woman awra or not? Is the face of the woman needs to be covered like the rest of the body? They differed based upon 2 hadiths, and the 2 hadiths is almost the same strength, and there is nothing clear cut in the Quran. So they said, some says it's absolutely an obligation, some said it is not. Personally, what I say, like I remember very well, we were in Hajj or Umrah, I can't remember. There was a young girl with us. She's not beautiful. I have not yet found a word to describe her face. very beautiful, full of haya, subhanallah. I looked at her and I said, you need to cover your face. Because you can see she's a fitna. You can see. I was walking with her and you can see. I mean, she's very beautiful. Do you see the point? Right? If you follow that school of thought, yes, it is an obligation. If you follow that school, it is not. But definitely hijab, meaning, alhamdulillah, Allah made me remember. I didn't see it here, but I'm saying in general. Hijab is not covering the hair only. We are seeing this, which is really, I don't know who invented this. If you are wearing things to describe the shape of your body, you are not wearing what Allah wants you to wear, period. It doesn't matter what you do. You want to wear shalwar qamis, you want to wear a jeans and top. There's nothing says you have to wear abaya or you have to wear this. These are all culture and people are comfortable. That's fine. There is outlines. This is what I tell people. There's outlines in the dress code. Details is you decide what you feel more comfortable. The main outline, it does not describe your body. If you are wearing tight jeans and a short top on it and you're covering your hair, it hurts me. You know why? Because you're doing the most difficult thing, which is covering your hair, yet you are not doing it completely. So you love the jeans, it's very comfortable, I agree with you. In fact, it's actually it's even more haya to have something like the pants. Just wear something wide. On top of it, reach your knees. Done. Which is basically the concept of shalwar qamis, right? Because it is very practical, to be honest with you. If you want to go for exercise, it's going to be a little bit tough to do it with, I've done it before, but it's a little bit tough with abaya. But if I do something on top, long, and I put a pants under, it's very convenient. So please make sure, if Allah gave you the strength, walillah alhamd, to cover your hair, because to me that is the hardest thing. Do the rest properly, and He will make you love it.